Hello, welcome you guys on the video lectures of pharmaceutical engineering. As you all know that students know each and everything about the chapters come under pharmaceutical engineering. When someone asks them what is the definition of pharmaceutical engineering, then they are unable to give the answer. So first of all, we will study the definition of pharmaceutical engineering. So, basically, pharmaceutical engineering is a branch of engineering focused on discovering, formulating, and manufacturing medication as well as analytical and quality control processes. It utilizes the field of chemical engineering, biomedical engineering, and pharmaceutical sciences. So, basically, we're gonna study the various kinds of equipments which can be used for the preparation of this medication in pharmaceutical industries. So we're gonna cover different kinds of chapters like flow of fluids, size reduction, size separation, heat transfer, evaporation, distillation, drying, mixing, filtration, centrifugation, material of pharmaceutical plant construction, corrosion, and its prevention. So in flow of fluids, we're gonna study about the types of manometer, Reynolds number and its significance, Bernoulli's theorem and its application, energy losses, then different kind of equipments which are used to measure the flow of fluids like orifice meter, venturimeter, pitot tube, and rotameter. In our next chapter, size reduction, we're gonna study the objective, mechanism, and law of governing size of reduction, factors affecting size of reduction, principle, construction, working, uses, merits, and demerits of different kinds of equipments like hammer mill, ball mill, fluid energy mill, edge runner mill, and end runner mill. In our next chapter, that is size separation, we're going to study the objective of size separation, application and mechanism of size separation, and different kind of instruments which can be used for separating the size like sieve shaker, cyclone separator, air separator, bag filter, and its and the application of all the equipments, its principle, merits, demerits, etc. In our next chapter, that is heat transfer, we're going to study the objective of heat transfer, application and heat transfer mechanism, Fourier's law, heat transfer by conduction, convection, radiation, etc. In our next chapter, that is evaporation, we're going to study the objective of evaporation, application and the factors influencing evaporation, difference between evaporation and other heat processes, and the principal, construction, working, uses, merits, demerits of different kinds of equipments like steam jacketed kettle, horizontal tube evaporator, climbing film evaporator, forced circulation evaporator, multiple effect evaporator, economy of multiple effect evaporator. And then in our next chapter, that is distillation, we're going to study the definition of distillation, the basic principle, methodology of simple distillation, phase distillation, fractional distillation, distillation under reduced pressure, steam distillation, and molecular distillation. In our next chapter, that is drying, we're going to cover the definition of drying, the mechanism of drying processes, the objective behind it, and the application of drying. So we're going to study different kinds of equipments like tray dryer, drum dryer, spray dryer, fluidized bed dryer, vacuum dryer, freeze dryer. And in our next chapter, that is mixing, we're going to study the definition of mixing, objective, application, and the factors affecting mixing, difference between solid and liquid mixing, mechanism of solid mixing, liquid mixing and semi-solid mixing, the principle, construction, working, uses, merits, demerits of double cone blender, twin shell blender, ribbon blender, sigma blender mixture, planetary mixture, propeller, turbines, paddles, and Silverson emulsifier. In our next chapter, that is filtration, we're going to study the objective, application, theories and factors influencing filtration, filter heads, filter media, the principle, construction, working and uses of plate and frame filter, filter leaf, rotary drum filter, meta filter, cartridge filter, membrane filter, etc. Then in our next chapter, that is centrifugation, we're going to study the definition of centrifugation, objective, principle and application of centrifugation, and the principle, construction, working, uses, merits and demerits of perforated basket centrifuge, non-perforated basket centrifuge, semi-continuous centrifuge, and super centrifuge. In our last chapter, that is material of pharmaceutical plant construction, we're going to study different kind of materials by which pharmaceutical plant can be constructed. In our next in our next chapter, that is corrosion and its prevention, we're gonna study different kind of materials which can be corroded, and by which methods we can prevent the corrosion. Thanks for watching this video. We're gonna come up with our next video, which is flow fluid.